Hey, y'all, this on my spirit. It's from the video that I recorded a few days ago about answering your assignments, right? So it's a continuation. I've been supposed to do this video, but I was running from it because I didn't want to come off too aggressive, I guess. But then I said, you know what? I ain't gonna say I said. Spirit told me. Do my job. That's the same thing I put out there to y'all. That's the same thing I need to do too. So I just had to let that disclaimer go. This not gonna be a comfortable situation here. So if you unsure of your position in the kingdom or your call, just go ahead, don't even watch. If you easily offended, don't even watch. Because this right here, it's not for somebody who's easily offended and don't know how to discern spiritually. This ain't for a pretend Christian, even though I'm not a Christian. This ain't no pretend. This is not for a pretending spiritual warrior. This is for those who know how to get down and dirty in the spirit, okay? And ain't afraid to get down and dirty in the spirit, okay? I ain't talking about no witchcraft. I ain't talking about doing no spells. I'm talking about declaring and decreeing and clearing some shit up, okay? So, I'm a little stirred up because in your private time, this is for whoever it's for. If it's you, it's you. If it ain't, it ain't. You ask God to send you out to the hedges and the highways. I'm just, using stuff out the Bible. You're so eager to want to do things for God. You like, yes, Lord, send me. I'm ready. And the moment you go into the witch's den, you get scared. You forgot who you was. When you walked into the witch's den, you seen what was going on in there. You felt it. And you seen those innocent souls in there that had not a clue. But you were allowed to see what was going on. And you felt what was going on. And you left you left God's people unprotected. How dare you ask God to do something? Ask God to show you or send you and you ain't even prepared. You don't got the muscle to go into something like that. So listen, don't ask God to send you to help his people. And he put you on an assignment. And then when you get there, you afraid. You forgot who you was. You forgot who he was. Since when? Since when? Since when did darkness overthrow the light? You left them people unprotected and you ran. Did you do a Jonah move? Clearly. Why? What was in you that made you afraid? What was in you that made you forget who you was? What spirit was you operating in that you went in there declaring and decreeing? Why didn't you bring down God's fire in that place? To cast down all imaginations. To protect the innocent people. This is what you signed up for. You signed up for it. You left your brothers and sisters unprotected. You left them to be eaten up by wolves. It happens. It does. I'm not going to say it don't. But we can't keep running. Every time something uncomfortable come about. Oh, my discernment said this. My discernment said that. Is it your discernment or is it that shadow side of you that's still afraid and don't truly believe that you got the power? Let's be real. Because last time I checked, anytime David had to go against something, he didn't have no fear. I don't care how big it was. I don't care what it was. If you're going to be an employee of God, of the Lord, the Most High, you don't get to pick and choose your assignment. See, because when he sent you on that assignment, it was also to bring awareness to where you stand, where your faith really stands. So we can't be these jellyback Christians that talk a good talk, but when it's time to put in that work, we're running. This ain't the time for that. This is not the time for that. See, because last time I checked, too, all them apostles, they had a brutal death. Are you willing to die for what you believe in? Are you truly ready to die for what you believe in? Are you really truly ready to die for God's people? See, because right now, if this is hitting you, that means you need to die out of that spirit of fear. You need to die out of that spirit of doubt. You can't be afraid to do what you're told to do. You can't be afraid. Faith and fear don't work hand in hand. You got one or the other. Just like the Bible says, you can't serve two masters. How you gonna have faith on one end and then afraid on the other? It don't work that way. Whatever you need to do. If you can recognize that you are still afraid and you still have some doubt and you still don't have, you're not fully believing, then as a warrior, acknowledge your shortcomings. Acknowledge where you are weak at so you can be built up. You can't be built up if you can't even acknowledge it. Or when you try to justify it. Because there's no reason for you ever to drop or fumble an assignment that you were given. It was your voice that was needed in that area. It was your prayers that needed in that area. It wasn't for nobody else. You were the one sent. So again, if you have doubt, you have fear, whatever the case may be, acknowledge it. Ask for help so you can be built up, so that will never happen again. You wouldn't sit and leave your children in harm's way. Would you intentionally leave your child in a dangerous situation? So when God sent you on that assignment, he said, I need you to protect my children. Okay. I hope we understand that this ain't no cosplay. This real deal. So accept your call. Gird up your loins. Put on the full armor. And go do the work. No fear. No doubt. Go do the work. All right, God. That's all I got for y'all today. Y'all be blessed.